There are so many different types of jobs in the cybersecurity industry, but where does one start to even find out what the options are to begin to even understand what they are? Today we're going to be talking about a system that I'm going to be setting up to help you find the perfect job for you. Coming up. I'm Jerry Auger. Welcome to Simply Cyber, a channel designed for helping information security professionals take their career further, faster. Today we're going to be talking about jobs within the field. Now, there are so many different types of jobs in the industry, and most people think that there's only a few, or they only know about a few. I used to run an internship program, and when I would bring potential interns in to talk to them, I'd say, well, what caused you to even apply to this internship? What is it about cybersecurity that you're passionate about? And 100% of them would say, Mr. Robot or pen testing, or I want to be a hacker. They'd said it different ways, but it was always that same niche, kind of red team, pen testing, sexy side of cybersecurity that they were interested in because it's really all they understood or knew. And, Hollywood makes it look very, very cool. So I thought that this video, which will be the first of many videos, would be an awesome asset and resource for you to be able to help chart your career path. Now, what I'm going to be doing is creating individual videos specific around a certain job type. And I'll be focusing on entry-level jobs initially, but over time I'll be going up through the career paths of individual ones and providing context to those too. So we're going to use Security Operations Analyst 1 as an example as I talk through what each video is going to be like. So for every single video in this series of videos, I will be talking about the overview of the job. What does a security operation analyst's day-to-day life look like? What kind of challenges do they encounter? How big is the team? What type of work-life balance might they have? We'll dig into that. Then I'll talk about what prerequisite skills an individual would need required or would need strongly consider having these to make you successful at the job going into a role like that. And we'll talk about actually finding those jobs and interviewing for those jobs and what you could put on your resume, etc., to help differentiate you and make you a better candidate for that role, the security operations analyst in this case. We'll talk about salary. Not all jobs pay the same. Certain jobs within our field pay more than others, and that's just the reality of it. So it's really difficult, or will be really difficult for me to kind of outlay what an ideal salary is. I can give a range, but a security operations analyst job, for example, in New York City or San Francisco Valley in the tech bubble out there is going to pay way, way more than a job in Nebraska. But your cost of living in Nebraska is way lower than in San Francisco. So it's not really an apples to apples comparison, but I will be providing salary metrics on average, and that'll help you compare, one job security operations analyst to another security auditor or ethical hacker or whatever as we go through the different job types that I'll be doing. I'll talk about the pros and the cons of the job. Now, for jobs that I've done personally, I'll be able to speak more confidently and authoritatively on the pros and cons, but for some of the jobs that I'm not an expert on or haven't executed professionally, like for example, Red Team, I have friends in the industry who have done many of the different types of jobs that we'll be talking about. I will personally interview them and either include them directly in the video or provide quotes or whatnot from them. But what my intent is to cut through all the crap and tell you what's the best part about that job and what really sucks about that job, so you can at least have, the understanding of what you're getting yourself into. As I mentioned, I will provide recommendations on how you can find that job, because sometimes, like for example, security operations analyst, it may have different names. It may be blue team, it may be incident response analyst, it might be SecOps analyst. It could be security engineer and it's doing SecOps stuff. So I'll tell you how to look for that particular job that we're talking about. And again, what skills you can highlight on your resume to help get you through gatekeepers and then ultimately allow you to speak to those skill sets when you're interviewing for that job. And finally, I'm developing just so we can have a consistent metric across the different jobs that I'll be showcasing or highlighting. I will develop a radar graph, aka spider chart, across multiple dimensions so you can evaluate these jobs to each other. So SecOps analyst to vulnerability assessor to security auditor, for example. And the dimensions that I'll be measuring against are salary potential, the work-life balance, the career growth potential, how technical the job actually is, and what the job availability is for you to be able to find that job. So some jobs there's very few of, some jobs pay really well, some jobs, you know, you could get called at 2 in the morning and you're expected to work. So there is a dynamic with choosing your job, but I want to provide you with the information and the knowledge so you can make the right choice for you and your career. So stay tuned. I'll be doing, I plan on doing security operations analyst and vulnerability assessor, and security auditor is really my first 3 jobs. But if you have a specific job that you want me to highlight, just put it in the comments below and I'll be happy to put that higher in the queue so we can get this through. Ultimately, I'd love to have a playlist so you can just rip through and basically choose your own adventure. So I hope you look forward to this. I certainly do. And until next time, stay secure.